Welcome back, I'm of course Statman Dave, and today we're going to be looking at transfers for Manchester United for tomorrow. It's the full-time Devils tomorrow transfers today. I'm excited, I am absolutely pumped. You guys are also quite pumped. I'm going to be checking out the comments throughout this video, so make sure to get into the comments and give me sort of your thoughts on the transfers and everything there, and I'll be checking out on my computer that was just open there. Sorry about that, but today we're going to be going through a number of things. We're going to go through the 8 players that have been released. We're going to be talking Arnautovic, we're going to be talking Anderson, Talisca, which is exactly what you want to hear, and Herrera, Longley and Milinkovic-Savic. We may as well touch on a little bit of Fred and Delo, because you guys haven't really heard my opinion on that, so maybe we'll talk about that. As you know, if you've got any questions on those guys, get them into the comments, and of course I will answer them for you. But before, of course, we start the party of transfers. We're going to be talking a little bit about what's on the Full-Time Devils United page at the moment. That is, of course, This Week at Manchester United with our own Radio Gaz, where he goes through everything that's happened at Manchester United. Make sure, of course, to go and check that out. But first up, of course, we're going to talk about the 8 players that have been released by Manchester United today. The list of players goes, of course, Michael Carrick, who will be joining the coaching team. Jose Mourinho will be adding him to his backroom staff, which is quite exciting. Michael Carrick's always been one of those players that looks like he really understands the game and knows what's sort of going on, on and off the ball. And I really like that. You think of the work that he's done already with Paul Pogba in his positioning. We've heard today as well, Lukaku coming out and praising him, talking about how Michael Carrick and Romelu Lukaku usually go and watch the games back and analyse what Lukaku's done right, what he's done wrong. Lukaku this season has improved so much, and you've got to give Michael Carrick a little bit of credit there. Also, players that have been released for Manchester United, we've got Max Johnston, we've got Joe Riley, we've got Devon Redmond, Theo Richardson, Mutha Sebotois. Hopefully I've absolutely nailed that. Jake Kenyon, and of course Charlie Scott. They're the players that have been released by Manchester United. Most of those guys are expected to leave the football club. Other players haven't signed deals. There's 6 of them. Marouane Fellaini, Dean Henderson, Indy Boona, Zach Dearney, we've got Ethan Hamilton, and of course Callum Whelan. They're the guys that have been offered new deals but haven't signed yet. The Marouane Fellaini one, of course, me, a big Marouane Fellaini fan. I'm sad to see him leave the club, but it's probably the right time. Marouane Fellaini done some really good stuff for Manchester United. You think the Europa League final, Marouane Fellaini was absolutely brilliant in that game. Completely bullying Ajax in terms of a physical, aggressive situation. Again, that got United back into the Champions League. So thanks for that, Marouane Fellaini. It's probably time for you to move on. When you got someone like Fred joining the football club, very, very exciting, that sort of transfer. And I'm, probably we'll talk a little bit of that later on. But of course, the other lads, Indy Boona, I hope he signs. Indy Boona, I'm very, very impressed with him. A young forward, capable of playing on the left-hand side, right-hand side, number 10 as a striker. When I was doing my analysis on Angel Gomez, I did a little scout report on him. Indy Boona was one of the guys that I sort of thought, look, this guy looks like he's got it. He's got the skills, the technique. Reminded me a little bit of Giuseppe Rossi when he was coming through the academy. But also confirmed today, there's been some contract extension activated. That is, of course, Daley Blind, Luke Shaw, Wan Mata, Ashley Young, and Sam Johnston, which is quite good news. Of course, Wan Mata making some real good moves in certain games. He offers something very different to the rest of the United team. A guy that can get into the final third, retain possession, drift to that left-hand side, and look to create over there. Luke Shaw, of course, is another good one. Got to keep him in the football club. Great stuff from Daley Blind as well. But the best of all, Ashley Young. He's still there for another season, guys. So get absolutely pumped about that. But that is the first little talking point we've talked about. That is the 8 players that have been released by Manchester United, of course, including Michael Carrick, who's moved upstairs, which I am very excited about. So I'm just going to go and check out the comments. What have you guys got in the comments? What do you want me to talk about? Do you want me to jump into a little bit of Fred, a bit of Delo? Because I've been watching those guys a little bit. But yeah, tell your friends, your family, share the video, and of course, like it. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to Full-Time Devils. We've got a lot of Statman Daddy, Statman D in the comments. Ashley on ? Oh no. That comes in from the Action Man FX. Come on, Action Man FX. We love him. He's a great guy. Ashley Young is pumping the lads up. When you listen to like Marcus Rashford or Jess Lingard talk about the team and the leaders in the squad, Ashley Young is one of those leaders. He's been there, he's done that. He's the guy that's going to give them a bit of an ear lashing if they, take a bad touch or if they make the wrong decision. It's Ashley Young. You've got to think about the dynamics of the squad. Yes, Ashley Young, he's not going to set the world light in terms of the best fullbacks in the world, but he could do a good job for Manchester United. And I'm quite happy that, of course, his contract has been extended. There's a lot of negativity. WTF, Dave, Young is garbage. I don't think he's garbage. I think you're looking a bit too, not looking at it in the right way. Ashley Young is a good player, and he looks like a good lad in the dressing room. Give a Fred injury update. So Fred sent a picture on Instagram today. looking happy on his way to Russia. If you hadn't seen it, Casemiro, slid into him, a bit of collision between Casemiro's knee and the ankle. Fred, in terms of a central midfielder, God, I absolutely love what I've seen of Fred so far. He's a bit of a hybrid of two positions in central midfield. When he's off the ball, when he's defending, he looks like a ball winner. It looks like he's going to go there and he's going to win the tackles. But then when he's on the ball, he's like a playmaker. So good at one-touch stuff. The game against Manchester City in the Champions League was a really good example of what Fred can do on off the ball. When they were defending, Shakhtar Donetsk in a 4-2, the shape looked like. It was very high-octane, jumping out and pressing. Then as soon as Shakhtar won the ball, he'd either go for the dribble or look to get into the penalty area. When he was on the ball, it was more him looking to get into deep positions, look to receive the ball off the centre-halves, drawing the Manchester City press in and then playing round it. Both of the goals scored that Shakhtar scored, they all came from deep moves from Fred in midfield. So Fred, very happy about that. Sorry about that tangent, guys. We're going to get back to the Bull S right now, which our next sort of move, we're going to move on to talking about Arnautovic. 101 Great Goals have posted an article saying it doesn't look good for United fans. Why is there so much crap about, a player gets linked to Man United and it's bad news for United that they're signing a player that scored 11 goals and got 6 assists? Yes, I don't want to really, I wouldn't throw my sort of heart on the line to think, it should shine for United, but why is it sort of this weird agenda against United? Absolute BS, and that's why you come to this show tomorrow. It's transfers today, so we can separate the BS. Again, Arnautovic was only releasing some comments saying that he doesn't know, he hasn't accepted, he hasn't heard any offers coming through. I'm happy with my job, whatever happens will happen. I haven't heard anything. They were the quotes, and 101 Great Goals have just written some absolute horse rubbish about it being, Man United fans signing another player. Shut up, get out of here, see you later, buddy. But let's get back to your comments. What do you guys think of Arnautovic? Get it into do you want to see Arnautovic sign for Manchester United or don't you? The big thing with Arnautovic again, for, of course, David Moyes' West Ham. Come on, David Moyes. But the thing with that was he was relatively poor at the start of his tenure, was playing out wide, wasn't doing his defensive work. Then David Moyes actually moved him to the striking position, and then he obviously excelled, a number of goals, one of the best players in the second half of the season. But with that, United have got so many players that can play there. The likes of Martial, the likes of Marcus Rashford, Alexis Sanchez, Lukaku. Quite frankly, I don't think United need an Arnautovic. I think they need, potentially need another fullback. I think they need another central midfielder, potentially a right winger. They don't need an Arnautovic. That's my 2 cents on it. What do you guys think? Do you think that an Arnautovic should sign? Aaron Marshall coming in with what an Arnautovic is. He is inconsistent. Great stuff. And of course, you've got to like the video now because the comments are dropping big bombs. So make sure you like that video and subscribe if you guys are new. No, Arnautovic, that comes from Charles. I completely agree. Arnautovic is trash. We don't need him. And moving on to Amir Khan saying, do you think Andres Pereira will have a place in the team? Well, I'd rather see Andres Pereira in the team than Arnautovic. As simple as that. You've got one guy that's still at this sort of young start of his career in Andres Pereira, who, made a mistake to go to Valencia. He wasn't first team. Guardes had an unbelievable season and really displaced him as the creative player on that side. But Andres Pereira is a very, very good footballer. I was almost quite sad to see him, leave United and go to Valencia. And I think that I'd rather have Pereira back at the club than seeing someone like Arnautovic come in that's played his best football as a number 9. We don't really need that at United. So let's continue. Get into the comments. What do you think about Arnautovic to come? We've got D-Talk saying 90 million plus Sanchez for Bale. Could be an option. Of course, the big thing with Gareth Bale is we don't know who the next Real Madrid manager is going to be. Rumours today was it's going to be Guti, which could be quite interesting. Again, Guti managing the Real Madrid under-19s. They've got a 61% win rate. In his first season as manager, they won the treble and, of course, got to the semi-final of the UEFA Youth League. But with that, does Guti want Gareth Bale? Yes or no? Because then as soon as that comes in, United can act. And if they want to pick up Gareth Bale, it'd be phenomenal. Gareth Bale is one of those players where, he will change the game. And if he's fit, if you can get Gareth Bale fit, he's an unbelievable player. Sort of the back end of this season, the game against Celta Vigo was unbelievable. The Champions League final coming off the bench, absolutely fantastic. We've got another tangent, and that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go from tangent to tangent to tangent. But actually, let's pull it back. Pull it back to the main event, which of course is moving on to Anderson Talisca, who signed for Guangzhou Evergrande in China. Not on a permanent deal. He hasn't signed on a permanent deal there, which is absolutely crazy. He signed there on a 6-month loan deal. I think there's some weird stuff going on in the background of this player's contract and so forth, because from my knowledge of the situation, he was loaned from Benfica to Besiktas, and that was a deal where Benfica would not pay his wages, Besiktas would pay it all. They then would sign him. But then it's come back. I think that Benfica have demanded more money from Besiktas to complete that transfer, and now he's in purgatory. Just gone to China for 6 months. That's absolutely crazy. I don't think we've ever seen something as bizarre as that. In terms of Anderson Talisca, though, he's pretty much an attacking midfielder, a goal-scoring midfielder. No, not a central midfielder. He definitely plays as a number 10, almost as a second striker. This season for, of course, Besiktas, he's played 47 games, scored 20 goals, got 8 assists, being directly involved in a goal every 132 minutes. But I think the big thing with that is that goals in the United team is quite good. So if the signing had come through there, could have been quite interesting. Get into the comments. Would you prefer Anderson Talisca or, of course, Arnautovic? Two guys that we have been discussing. Let's get 200 likes on this, guys. Come on, we're on at 130. That's absolutely rubbish, guys. What are you doing? There's about 700 of you watching this. Hit that bloody like button. Anyway, back to the comments, guys. What do you think about it? We've got some other comments coming in here from Javid. We've got Griezmann over Bale any day. I'm sorry, Griezmann not for me anymore. You know, what's happened over the past year or so, I'm not a Griezmann fan anymore, so I'd rather see Gareth Bale at the football club. Dave has the best tangents going. Thanks, Boom Paul, you absolute legend. The Talisca rumours were absolute BS. Yeah, they probably were. Again, it was just a player that I think Mourinho's liked before in his career. I think he was heavily linked when he was at Chelsea. So I think that rumour's just transferred to Manchester United, and now it's transferred over to China. Then maybe it'll come back to Manchester. We do not know. But what do you reckon? Please don't sign Arnautovic. That's coming in from Rory. I kind of agree with that. I just don't think United need Arnautovic. But if Mourinho's worked with him before, Mourinho wants to work with him again. Mourinho is the guy. You've got to support the manager. That is exactly what you guys have got to do. Keep liking that video. We've gone over the 200 mark. Let's get to the 300 mark now, guys. Come on. This is, in England, it's 11 o'clock. I am putting in the graph for you guys. So you guys do the graph and hit that goddamn like button. Anyway, shall we move on to the next topic of discussion, which, of course, is Ander Herrera. Don't leave. I get quite emotional with Ander Herrera because I bloody love that guy. He's just a great guy. He just seems like such a nice guy and lovely human, but also a fantastic footballer when he gets a run of games. And I think again this season that he's not been in the starting lineup enough. Maybe it is because of this contract situation that he's not signing a new deal at United. Maybe he's been frozen out. We do not know. But apparently Joe are reporting that he may be off to, of course, Athletic Bilbao. Been, lucky enough to see Athletic Bilbao, at the training ground. I've been to a game at the new San Mamés, and it's a beautiful arena. The love that they have for their football team is unbelievable. The thing with Ander Herrera, we were speaking to one of the fans around there, and they were sort of talking about how they don't feel like Ander Herrera is one of them. Of course, Ander Herrera coming through the Real Zaragoza Academy. His father played for Zaragoza, played for Bilbao, but Ander Herrera came through at Zaragoza. Zaragoza is his heart. That's, Ander Herrera's team, and he's always let that be known. So that's why Bilbao don't have a great connection. But of course, the big thing with Athletic Bilbao is they can't buy any players outside the Basque region, or your grandmother or grandfather have to be from the Basque region. And that's why they put quite a bit of money behind bringing players back. Maybe Javi Martinez as well could go. But Ander Herrera could be off there. Is it sad? Get in the comments. Are you